Subject 3586211. Experiment log 1. Begin. 3586211. Can you hear me? I need you to respond if you can hear me. There's absolutely zero point in continuing any sort of charade like this. We both know you're capable of speech and capable of understanding speech. 3586211, respond. You know, begging will get you nowhere, right? I'm here to do a job. I'm going to do it. If that is fully understood, stop blubbering. Were co-workers. We were co-workers. Now, you are an anomalous entity, and it is my responsibility to catalog you, to build an understanding of your nature, and to ensure that your containment is maintained. If you truly do intend to make the argument that you're my colleague, then you must understand that I have a job to do, right? This will be much easier if you cooperate. Not anomalous. Funny you should say that. Do you even remember the day we picked you up, locked you away? No, of course you don't, not fully. You were in shock when we found you. Reasonable response, considering. Give me just a moment to pull up the file so I can speak with as full accuracy as I can. Perfect. Subject acquisition log for subject 3586211. You were first acquired within one of our organization's facilities as a former member of staff. Your facility experienced a breach in containment, and subject number 187943 successfully broke free of its confinement and engaged in a violent rampage throughout the facility. Total casualties numbers 78. Subject was eventually recaptured, but not before 78 people died. Do you know where we found you? In a lab. surrounded by 7 deceased researchers. And you were standing there, not just alive, but entirely unharmed. There wasn't a scratch on you. How do you explain that? An intelligent subject with highly lethal capabilities, alone in a room with you after just having slaughtered several researchers. And yet, you remain untouched. Now, I'm not entirely sure how or why, but I am completely certain that such an outcome is anomalous. It is unusual. It is nigh incomprehensible. "78 people, and it should have been 79 by all rights." So, what we are going to do today is we are going to try our very best to ascertain exactly why you remain unharmed. And if you cooperate, things will go much more smoothly and much more comfortably. And if you don't, well, you were once a researcher here yourself. You should know exactly how that will turn out for you. Still being stubborn. Still blubbering. Fine. I'm logging our current circumstances, 3586211. I need to make a thorough record within which my upcoming actions will be justified. No, I am not yet resorting to coercive measures. However, you clearly have no intention to cooperate as things currently stand. So, I intend to enter your containment chamber with you and have a conversation face to face. As colleagues, I suppose. You should see the looks the security personnel are giving me right now. They're awfully concerned for my well-being. I'm not particularly worried. After all, you were uncontained and present within our facilities for years before this. You never hurt a soul, did you? No, I have no concern whatsoever. Hello there. It's been a few days, hasn't it? You should know I try to prevent emotional responses from interfering with the important work that we do, but this does bring me no pleasure, so you're aware. Now, I have right here some capsules, all right? I'm sure you're likely quite familiar with them at this point, having worked here for so long. I am going to need you to ingest one. If you do it with consent, this will be much, much easier. As you know, each of these capsules contains a microswarm of nanomachines. These will spread throughout your body and utilize a variety of nutrients and materials extracted from your bloodstream and body in general to produce things like tracking implements, which will ensure that if you ever do manage to break containment, we'll be able to track you easily. Now then, take the tablet and swallow it for me. Take it. Swallow the pill. All right? Swallow the pill. It's entirely non-harmful, and so long as you don't attempt to break containment, it's not going to do anything to you. You know that. What will do something to you is this. You're familiar, I take it. This is, of course, one of our stun guns, custom designed for high-threat, anomalous entities. Causes minimal lasting damage, but inflicts excruciating pain on the subject. I'm going to ask you once again, take the capsule. Thank you very kindly. It's much appreciated. If you truly have no anomalous properties to speak of, then I should hope we'll eventually be able to move on past this and remember it fondly as just a simple mistake. But if you don't cooperate, we'll never be able to prove or disprove your anomalous nature, and so you shall remain in a state of stasis, trapped between. I assure you, if you are anomalous and you are cooperative, I will be the first to campaign for your ethical treatment. All right? Still so convinced that you're not anomalous. Then explain to me how it is you survived. Explain to me why you were entirely untouched. How did that happen? You don't remember. I have a theory. You're going to hate me if I'm wrong. What am I doing with the stun gun? Adjusting a few settings. It's a beautiful piece of technology, this. The technology used in its development was initially considered anomalous, but we've since come to understand the full complexities of its inner workings. And now it's just standard equipment. Perfect. I do believe this should fully maximize the pain response when fired. Want to find out? Oh, you look very nervous, don't you? Reasonable. Cute. Reasonable. Well, here's what's going to happen, all right? I'm going to point this directly at your chest, and on the count of 3, I'm going to pull the trigger, all right? This will prove, once and for all, whether I'm correct. Ready? 3, 2, stay put. You don't want the security team to come in here because you're getting rowdy. Let's start again. 3, 2, 1. Interesting. Exactly as expected. Did you know I'm squeezing quite tight with my finger right now? Did you know I'm doing everything in my power to pull the trigger? Every ounce of focus and attention is currently on the act of pulling the trigger and firing this stun gun at you. And yet, I can't seem to do it. That's funny. It's very funny. You're suggesting I can't bring myself to pull the trigger because we were friends. No. You know me. That's not the sort of person I am. I wouldn't get so sentimental, not even for you. The reason I can't seem to pull the trigger is simple. You possess some form of anomalous quality that either makes it impossible to engage in violence within a certain radius of you, or more likely, makes it impossible for anyone to target you specifically with hostile intent. No matter how hard I try, I'll never be able to pull the trigger, will I? I'll never be able to fire this at you. Well, it would seem you're anomalous after all. Not to worry, I'll be thorough in my testing. While I truly believe there's no way I've been influenced at all by my closeness to you, the possibility still remains. So, we'll likely have some other members of our personnel attempt to cause you harm and see if they're able to achieve it. If anyone is able to achieve it, I apologize in advance. I think I'm going to enjoy studying you. I want to find out how all of this works. Sorry about the imprisonment, but, well, not actually that sorry.